Hello, this is Dr. Clarence Johnson, and I'd like to speak for just a few minutes, couple minutes or so, about closed doors and obstacles. Closed doors and obstacles. Somewhere along the journey of life, we run into one or the other, and we need to know just how it is we got to this point that we're standing at a closed door. And we need to know the difference between whether it's a closed door or an obstacle. Now, I think if we were to examine our journey and look at the choices we've made, we generally can find out how we got where we are, desiring or in need of something beyond this blockage, this closed door, or this obstacle. If we were to examine our journey, I would think that we would find too many times we are not asking God for direction in our decisions. We're not looking towards God for His view of what we should do. We're not waiting upon an answer. We ask, but we don't wait. We move on. I just wonder if we look back, would our decisions be the causal factors that we ran into this blockage? Now, if we are to understand whether or not we're at a closed door or an obstacle, we need to, like I say, look back. And then we need to understand that if we got here at this point without seeking God's aid, without seeking God's help, then it's probably a closed door. It's probably a situation where God do not want us to be involved with what's beyond the door, regardless of our desire or our thought of need. For it is God who closes a door that no man can open, just as it is God who opens a door that no man can close. So that being a consideration, perhaps we need to change directions. And when we change directions, we need to also make sure in changing directions, seeking to go around or seeking to avoid the closed door, that we seek truly God's guidance and God's direction, that we ask and listen. Also, on the other hand, we can decide whether or not this is a closed door or an obstacle by looking at where we've come from, our journey, and how we got to where we are. If on our journey we've been praying to God and asking God for those things that we desire or feel we need in life, if we've been seeking God's wisdom and waiting upon God's answer, then the blockage ahead of us is obviously an obstacle. An obstacle is different than a closed door. An obstacle is designed to be overcome. An obstacle is something that will increase our faith. And so we are to go forward trusting in God and trusting the answers to our prayers, knowing that beyond this obstacle, God is going to bless us. A closed door does not mean that we're without God's blessing, because had not God told Paul, who sought God 3 times to remove the thorn in his flesh, to remove his problem, and God says no? But when God says no, God says, my grace is sufficient for you. So then, whether a closed door or an obstacle, keep God in it, because God's grace will allow us to reach the finish. God bless you. God and keep you. This is Clarence Johnson, praying you have a great and wonderful day today.